left it late, Darren, but I think I deserved the equaliser in the end.
I would agree with you. To a certain degree, I think the goal we gave away was really poor and soft, and perhaps typified our first 10 or 15 minutes of that second half period, where at half time I stressed to them that even though it was going to be hard for Boston to defend that win, it was only half job done, and we had to go and now put the goal in the ball. Sorry, I'll start against it. I know it's that cold.
I know what you mean.
Put that ball in that goal.
Yeah.
And it was going to be difficult to do that because they tried to force with the wind, it didn't work, and so we had to be brave and move the ball wide and get in better areas and cross from better areas than Boston did, and I didn't think for the life of me it was going to come in, and I thought it was going to be one of them days. We had so many chances second half to drag that goal back early and get that draw, and then push on and try and get a winner, but typifies the boys, the mentality. They've got great spirit in that dressing room, and to get one in, what was the 94th or something like that.
Game stopped at 90 minutes.
It feels like a win to some of them. I just said that to them there. You're coming in overjoyed, but I said at the end of the day we've only took a point, and that's from a sloppy 10-minute period. So, something we'll look at next week. But generally, I thought we were probably the better team.
Their goal, the free kick, it looked a poor one as well. How did it get through the wall, and then there was somebody lurking to put it in?
Yeah, I think that's what we were like first 5-10. It was a bit like the Harrogate game in the way we approached that second half. It was lacklustre. Everybody's waiting for each other. If someone just runs onto that and puts a foot through it, all danger's gone, and then we were dominant for the rest of the half. But if you look at more goals and analyse them, there's be a mistake in there somewhere. So we try not to dwell on poor things like that. We'll look at the positive in the way we addressed the game in the second half and took it by the scruff of the neck and restricted them. But the whole game really restricted them to just 1 or 2 decent efforts, and that's a Boston team that are going quite well. So generally I was very pleased, but as you say, the one we conceded is what's cost us 3 points.
Yeah, you could have been ahead at half time, Darren. There's no doubt we had the 2 best chances of the first half.
Yeah, and a bit of composure is what we lacked in the second half also. Mark Boyd normally and I think he had that little bit of time to think, do I strike it, do I side foot it, and maybe if he'd put his laces through it, he would have gone in the top corner. He had to believe himself a little bit, and Johnny also possibly was caught in 2 minds whether to side foot or put laces through, and if you and ah, then generally it doesn't go where you want it to. So yeah, disappointed not to go in up at half time, but in saying that, we weathered the wind and a lot of pressure to put on us quite comfortably. So I thought we would get some chances second half with that wind and the way we were moving the ball. We've just got to start taking them more, so that's the key at the moment.
And a nice equaliser. I mean, the way it was clipped in by Gary, perfect ball, and a lovely finish from close range with a header by Carr.
Yeah, a great header and a good ball. And as you say, we had 2 or 3 corners previous to that were whisked across, and if someone just gambled and gone and put the head on it. We set things out on the board in the changing room for people to run in different areas, but sometimes I think it's just a case of someone might just take something else, decide in their own mind, well, I'll change what he wants me to do, and I'll just change my run, or feign to go one way and go another way. It just mix it up, and maybe someone would have got on the end of one of those. But some great balls in, but sometimes you have to take a point when you've played well and you deserve more. That's just football.
Another word for the keeper. I thought he did well again. Jonathan Mitchell made an important save after when we were 1-0 down.
Yeah, made it, as you say, a good save. He's a brave boy, and he came out 1 or 2 times at people's feet and did well. And then a couple of corners they put him under pressure, and they were shouting to get things in amongst him. Obviously, the opposing team will come and look at a young goalkeeper in, and that's the first thing they'll do in this league is try and put him under pressure. But again, he handled everything that came his way. So yeah, very impressive.
And does that make you keep him? You switch your central of trying to get a goalkeeper in now, do you? Or
you get as bad as me, Walsh.
Jonathan, you can sub this one. You knock this one out. I'll go back.
Leave it in. Professionalism at its best.
Does that make you think again about you need to bring in a goalkeeper when you've seen the boy play now twice?
Well, I did say myself and Tony after last week that we'd probably give him 3 or 4 games. It would take that. It would be that long for us to perhaps look at him and then also bring someone in and look at finances of different what goalkeepers were available. An experienced goalkeeper is as expensive as an experienced midfielder or centre forward. So finances are dictating. But if he keeps performing like that, then the chairman will probably take that decision out of my hands.
And is he here for? Are we going for 3 months, or as long as we want him?
Because of his age, the scholarship forms can just run. There's no set time frame to them. So if he enjoys it and he keeps playing like he is, then we'll keep hold of him as long as need be.
One of the other players I want to ask you about, Darren, Joe Greenhalgh, we've seen him limited at Stalybridge for the last 10 minutes. You've had him 3 or 4 weeks. What's happening with Joe?
Well, he is predominantly a defensive midfielder. So, for instance, today's game, you know, and Tuesday also, we're chasing the game, and I, you know, I felt there was no point to bringing him on in that situation. It is difficult to come on in the last, you know, 5 or 10 minutes if you're an attacker, never mind a midfielder, because you're not at the pace of the game. So he's doing well in training, and he's a fit young boy, and he was aware that obviously he was coming into a squad. He just had to settle in, so he's going to get all the time he needs, and hopefully, you know, he'll get some games and he'll get some match time. But he seems happy at the moment. Obviously, everybody wants to play, so he's not happy on that front.
But he's our player, is he? He's not on loan from anywhere. Is he?
No. He is officially our player, yeah. So I think he'll be a good addition. Obviously, it's difficult because Will Vaughns has had a tremendous season up to now. David Houston is our captain, so he knew it was going to be difficult. But you know, at times away from home, perhaps we might go with 3 defensive midfielders. So then he'll get his opportunity. He's just got to, you know, when he finally gets that opportunity, he's just got to show us what he can do.
So two away games now coming up, Darren. That's Histon and Bradford. If you're looking to put similar performances when we had those 2 successive wins at Gloucester and Stalybridge.
Yeah, definitely. I was hoping for more points from these 2 home games to start with, but you know that wasn't to be. So we've got to go and be positive against Histon, the team that are, you know, down the bottom end. So we've got to be positive and try and, you know, get into them to start with and unsettle them a little bit in what is a young team. And then, you know, if we can pick up maximum there, it gives you a little bit of cushion going into what is a very good Bradford side. So 2 tough away games, you know, even though Histon are down that bottom, it gives us no, we've got no rights to go there and just take 3 points. We're going to go and work, and sometimes the teams down the bottom are the ones that are difficult to beat because they're pushing that little bit harder. So tough 2 games, but you know, we've played very well away from home, so the attitude will be right for those 2.
Darren,